Hello everybody, this is Melissa from stampwithmelissa.com here. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in Minnesota, which is in the United States, and today I'm so excited to welcome you to this week's Create and Color Challenge. Now, Create and Color Challenge features a variety of, or a palette I should say, of Stampin' Up! Colors that you can use as inspiration when you are creating projects this week. It's just kind of to get you to make stuff with what you've got. So we've got really fun colors this week. We have Petal Pink, Pale Papaya, Pear Pizzazz, and Calypso Coral. I know that doesn't follow that P theme, but you know, you got to fit it in somewhere. All right, so I am so excited for this week's challenge. I'm going to show you a card tutorial today using the Sweet as a Peach bundle. It's so awesome. I love this card, and it was actually inspired by fellow demonstrator Tammy Wilson. And so let's go ahead. I'm going to hook my camera up, and we're going to make this card. Alrighty, so here is the cute card we're gonna make today. You can see some of that Sweet as a Peach designer series paper in here, and this is the inside of the card. So cute. Thank you again to Tammy for designing that. I absolutely loved it, so we're gonna use it today. All right, let's take a look at what we're using. So we're gonna have a crumb cake card base here. We've got a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. That's for the inside. Then I have a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4 that I embossed with the Macrame 3D embossing folder. We've got a piece of basic white here that I need to measure. Hold on. A little piece that is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8 by 4 1/2. And then we've got some designer series paper that's going to go on there. I know this piece is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And this one is 2 3/4 by 1 1/2. All right. Then I've got this little piece of basic white that was die cut using the scalloped border from the Hand Penned Petals die set. I love this little scallops border here, so we've got that. And then I've just got a piece of basic white to do some of our stamping and die cutting. So let's go ahead and start with the stamping and die cutting. And I am going to bring in our cute little peach here and Pale Papaya ink. And I've got kind of a fun technique. Now also you can see here with my Pale Papaya ink pad, I kind of got a little bit crazy when I was adding a refill in, and I actually ripped the pad. So just remember, don't push too hard. All right, so we are going to ink up our peach with the Pale Papaya, and I'm gonna go ahead and close this up then. And then we're going to grab the Calypso Coral ink, and I've got a fun little technique here. So we're going to open up this Calypso Coral, and then I have a sponge dauber that is for my Calypso Coral, and I'm just going to lightly sponge this on top of the stamp here, just to kind of create that little peachy effect with that little bit of a different color. So cute. This ends up looking so cool, you guys. All right, I'm going to close this guy up, and I'm going to huff on this. So I know you didn't see it, but you could hear me. And that just reactivates that ink since I left it sitting for a while. Look at how cool that looks. And then we are going to bring in our leaf and stem and our Pear Pizzazz ink. I think I just touched the ink. Yeah, I sure did. We'll just hope that I don't get ink on anything today. All right, so we have got those pieces. I'm gonna go ahead and close Pear Pizzazz. Look, you guys, I've got ink on me. And what I'm gonna do next really quick is I'm going to bring in a piece of Petal Pink. This is just a scrap piece. And we're gonna go ahead, actually I'm gonna flip it this way. I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my Calypso Coral again. And we will stamp this sentiment that says Sweet as a Peach. And I'm going to stamp this onto the Petal Pink cardstock, just like that. Let's go ahead and leave this ink pad open. We're just going to take care of all of our stamping all at once. So I've got my piece of basic white for the inside of the card here, and I've got the Happy Birthday stamp. I always need a good Happy Birthday card, and I thought these ones would be so beautiful. So we've got that for the inside, and then we can close up Calypso Coral. And I will bring in Petal Pink, and I've mentioned this before, but my Petal Pink doesn't open any farther than this, so I know sometimes I've gotten a question about that before, like, do you just not know how to open your ink pads? Yes, I do. It's just that one has a little bit of an extra plastic piece there that prevents me from opening it any farther. So there is all of our stamping. I'll set that off to the side again. Let's bring in our peach again, and we've got our cute Sweet as a Peach stamp set. We're going to use the bundle here. We need the peach, of course. So I'm going to get this all lined up, and then I'm going to use some Post-it note tape just to tack that into place there. Then we want the little leaf die. And again, we will just use some Post-it note tape to hold that in place. I am going to, whoops, that moved. Not so good when your Post-it note tape is supposed to keep things in place and it doesn't. All right, we'll be all good there. All right, well, so then I'm going to use the tailored tag dies, and I'm going to use this smallest one right here, the more trapezoidal one, the straight lined instead of that curved line. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down, making sure that we can see everything okay. Some of the stitched on there does cover up some of the writing, so you want to make sure you're very careful in placing this guy, just like that. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. Then I'm going to bring in my mini Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. Now, if you didn't know, the mini Stampin' Cut Emboss machine is actually 20% off during the month of March 2022. And so this is a great investment. It is so tiny and so cute and perfect staple for every craft room. So we're gonna go ahead. One of the nice things is that the Sweet as a Peach bundle is also actually 20% off during the month of March. And it does coordinate directly with this Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which is so awesome. You can use all of the images with just this tiny little machine. All right, so we've got things die cut. Let's go ahead and pull those to the side and get this guy out of the way. All right, let's see what we've got here. So there's our cute little tag. Let me just throw some things over to the side here. My trash bin is a little bit full. All right, then we've got our cute little stem here and our cute little peach. Oh, so sweet. All right, let's go ahead and do some assembly then. So I'm going to take this piece here and our little border, and I'm going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'm just going to come over to the side here and add just a very thin line of that glue down. Then we'll go ahead and take this, and I think this is the right way because of the way this peach is, but you want to make sure you do this directional. And we'll go ahead and add this to our little border. So cute! I love this so much. All right, then I'm gonna pick this guy up and we're gonna go ahead and just trim off the excess. And I'll do it this way for this one so I can make sure I'm flush with that designer series paper. Get those scraps out of the way. And then we're gonna go ahead and bring in our other basic white piece here. We'll start with our smaller piece of designer series paper. Add some seal to the back and get that centered so on the bottom here. So the left, right, and bottom margins are all the same. Then we're going to grab this piece. I'm going to go right over the top of our little border onto that designer series paper so that everything is stuck down. And then for this one, we will go ahead and line up the left, right, and the top. So that little scalloped border die makes it really nice, just in case these two seams don't meet up very nicely. It kind of hides that, and it also just makes it look a lot more transparent or a lot more uniform. Okay, so let's go ahead then and get this macrame piece onto our card front. So I am adding seal to that, and then I'll go ahead and add it. Now, one thing to note is I did actually cut this basic white piece to 4 by 5 1/4, but when you emboss it with that 3D embossing folder, it might shrink a little bit, so just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and burnish that with the bone folder, flip that over. Then I'm going to go ahead and flip this guy over, add a little bit of seal to the back, and bring in the Pale Papaya open weave ribbon. We have this in all 5 of our 2021 through 2023 in colors, and I absolutely love it. I think this ribbon is just so perfect. I love that it's a little bit see-through there. So let's go ahead, we'll wrap that around to the back side and cut off the excess. Come on, there we go. Then we're going to go ahead and use some dimensionals on the back of this piece. So we'll put 4, 1 in each corner, and then we will use 2 in the center. Just because it's a little bit of a longer piece, I like to have 2 in the center instead of just 1. And let's be honest, you can never have too many dimensionals. You can always get more, right? All right, then we'll go ahead and center this here. onto that piece. Sorry, this got scooched out. I like to keep it in the corner as a reference, and it got scooched out of the frame. Let's go ahead and grab our peach then, and I can never pick it up off of my little table here. And I'll just add a little bit of seal to the back of the peach to hold this stem into place. So then we can kind of just guide it and see what we like there. I like that. That looks good to me. I'll flip it over because it's sticky on the back, but we'll take this guy and add some dimensionals to him. So I'm adding them kind of on this left-hand side and the center because it's going to hang over this, and so we don't want it to be pulled down onto that macrame piece. Let's go ahead and add that right about there. We'll bring in our peach and let's add one dimensional right there, and then we'll take the other dimensional and set it next to the tag there. That way we don't have any overlap with the peach and the tag. And then we can go ahead and stick that down. Super cute. Let's now go ahead and we're going to add some of these beautiful loose flower flourishes that do actually come in that pale papaya color. So I've got my mini glue dot roll here, and I just rolled out 3. I know it flung back up, but that's all right. And then I'm going to use, you can see I'm going to need more soon because I'm almost out of the pale papaya ones. But I'm going to use 2 of the big flowers and 1 of the little flowers. Now the little flowers are actually smaller than the glue dot, so you will have to roll them up, which we'll do in a second. Let's pull this guy in. Then I'm just going to pick up one of the big flowers and set it over here. Pick up the other big flower and set it right there. And pick up this little one, and then again I'm just going to kind of roll that glue dot so that it doesn't show on the outside of that flower too much, and we'll stick that right down there. Super cute. Love that. Last but not least, we have to put the inside in our card. So we're going to add some seal to the corners and a little in the middle. I love saying that now. We'll open up our card and stick that down on the inside. So I hope you guys enjoyed this card tutorial, this video tutorial. I absolutely love this card. I think it is so cute. I love the little peachy color here with that pale papaya and calypso coral. This is such a fun color challenge, so if you'd like to participate, please go ahead and make a project using these colors as your inspiration. Again, we have pale papaya, pear pizzazz, petal pink, and calypso coral. So I think we used all of the P names except for Pacific Point and pumpkin pie. Oh, and polished pink. We didn't use polished pink either. Or Poppy Parade. Oh my gosh, now I just need to stop because there's more P names that we didn't use and I'm just remembering them as we go along. Anyway, if you like this video, please give this video a big thumbs up. That'll let me know you would like to see more content like this from me. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. All right, bye for now.